All right, we are back with you tonight. We're going to do a little bit of Minesweeper. We are doing the Super Chat Sabotage Challenge going on here tonight. I'm trying to get my actual feed up here because it is not showing on Studio, so I don't actually see chat at the moment. But we're going to work on that, see if we can get that to pop up here. If not, I'm going to have to open up this stream here in a different section because it is not showing chat the way I normally want it to. So let's see if I can do this here, and then we're going to get going with playing some Minesweeper. So sorry if I'm not seeing your comments here because it's just not showing it at all. Let's see. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Let's figure this out. But we're going to play some Minesweeper here with the Super Chat Sabotage. The way that works is you use Super Chat. Every dollar I have to click on a random square on the board, no matter how good or bad it may look for me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this up in a new window just so I can follow along with chat, because right now that is not showing up for me. So hopefully we won't have any feedback issues here. Hopefully we will just have a chance to hang out and do that. All right, let's see. I think I can do that. There we go. Pop that out. All right. Finally figured out how to pop chat out here, so we will follow along with that. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, we're going to be working with the stuff that I have learned, which apparently you're supposed to start in the corners. This is what I've learned on Minesweeper here recently as we are trying to get better. All right, we've got a nice good start. This is a really nice open board to start the night here, but we're just here talking about anything and everything, whatever you guys want to talk about here tonight. And then if you want to mess me up and cause me massive failure, we are doing Super Chat Challenge with everything here. So nice, that's going to take care of that section. And this board is opening up really nice for us right from the start. So I am not aiming for speed here. I am aiming for accuracy. So my goal is to clear the board. I am not good enough to be super fast. I don't have enough patterns memorized, but if we can work through it and logically figure some things out, and then when we hit some spots where I need your help, I will reach out and have you guys make some choices. The other night, had lots of great help from chat. So if you want to help us out, that's exactly what we are going to need. All right, so it's going to be one of these two, and it's definitely going to be that one. So trying to get better at making quick decisions, figuring out exactly what goes where, not getting stuck with things too long. And honestly, sometimes you just got to make a guess and go with it. And the faster, the better. All right, so it's got to be one of those two. So that means it can't be this one. Oh, look at that. Look at how that board is opening up. That's exactly what we want to see. And especially, I feel like even though the board has been pretty open, we've also taken out a whole bunch of mines. Like already have almost half the mines are gone. And I feel like that's going to really lead to a chance of putting us in a good position to clear this board near the end now. There's still a whole lot we got to do here, and you can sabotage me at any point in time. Just hit that Super Chat button. $1 is a random mine click, and so super, super scary and dangerous when you're trying to clear a board, just clicking a random space. But if you want to mess with me, that is your opportunity to do so. So it's going to be one of these two. Oh, but it can't be that one because we already have enough there. But I hope everybody is doing well. Are you going to be watching the Winter Olympics? That's kind of the big sports thing other than the Super Bowl coming up. But here we are tonight. We are just doing some Minesweeper. Let's see, can we win the first game of the night? That would be crazy if we could just pull out a win right from the start. We're still going to need some help here. But I'll tell you what, this has been working really well so far here tonight. Ooh, a 6. Hopefully we can get all the way around. Alright. We're down to only 14 mines left. So we are we're doing great, but we're kind of hitting a point here where we're gonna have to figure some stuff out. I'm gonna see if there's anything that I can figure out either way. So I'm thinking this one might be a mine. So let's figure this out. If this is here, well, it's got to be, it has to be one of these two, which means it's not that. All right. So it has to be, if it's this one, then it's this one. If it's this one, then it's that one. I don't know if either of those are a guarantee that we can do here. So there's going to be one of these two, one of these two. Is there a world where it's this one? No, if it's this, then it's this. Hold on. So if it's this one, then it can't be this one. It has to be that one. If it's this one, then it can't be that. It has to be this. So this one, it has to be that one. So that means it's one of these two, right? There's not a world where it's this. Could it be this and that? No. So that means that's safe, this is safe, this is safe, that is safe. That was a lot of work to figure all of that out. And there's still none of those open up anything, so we're not really any closer to our answer than what we were. All right, let's work on a new section and maybe we can tie this in. Because we already knew it's one of these two and it's one of these two. And we figured out it's only this one. Oh, if it's one of these two, hold on. If we know it's one of these two, that means that is safe. That is safe. Oh, and that opens it up for us. Let's see if that gives us what we need. Hold on. That may have been the turning point here to get us what we need. That was a lot of brain power that it took to get there. All right, we cleared that. We cleared that. That's going to be all of those. That's going to be that. Oh man, are we going to clear this? We are so close. What are we down to? We're at 3 left. We are 3 mines left here. So we know it's one of these two. We know it's one of these two. If we know it's one of those two, that means that is safe. So it's either this and that or this and that. So that means only one of these 4 is a mine. So that's like a 50-50. This is a 50-50. And this is a 25-25-25. We're going to take the corner. Oh, no. Oh, man, we tried. I had a 1 in 4 shot, and I picked the wrong one. All right. Well, we just start over again. That's the joy and the beauty of the game is you don't have to wait long. You don't have to wait for a lobby to fill. You just play. I don't think there was anything we could have done differently there, though. I think we were taking a guess, and I think I made the best possible guess. Wow, this is a difficult spot here to get us going. We're just not getting anything. See if we can get through this opening part here. We might have something going for us, but there's a lot of pieces here. It's going to be 2 of these 3. I feel like that's safe. It doesn't help us though. All right. Oh, there's a 1-2-1 pattern. I like that pattern. We can do something with a 1-2-1 pattern. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. We're doing super chat sabotage as we speak tonight. So if you want to force me to go in a random spot that has not yet been explored, $1 in super chat goes from there. We'll see what we can do here tonight. See if we can clear the board at least once. I thought we had a shot there that last game, and it just did not go our way. I hate when I like take a guess and I make a lucky guess and it still doesn't actually help me because nothing else opens up. It's like I guessed right, but I'm still stuck. Alright, let's see what we can do here. There we go. That's what we needed. Open this board up just a little bit. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Feel free to chime on in. I've been just trying out OBS Studios, trying to figure out some streaming software. And I was like, you know what? This is the type of thing I like to do at the end of the day to kind of relax and chill out. Either this or a game like chess. I'm not really good at either of them, but they're just kind of a fun way to let the brain take a little bit of a break. Wow, that's a 6 there. That's 5, so that doesn't really help us. Oh, there, we can do that. This has just been a bugger of a board, but we just keep surviving. I feel like I'm running out of tricks here, though. What's we gonna do? Well, that's got to be there. So it's got to be one of these two, which means that's safe. Oh, that opened up for us too. Nice, nice, nice. We'll take that. What else? That's a 3-2. All right, so we got that. So it's got to be one of those two. It's got to be one of these two. I don't know. Maybe we can get more information when we have a few less bricks that we need. I'm feeling super stuck. Super stuck here. Let's see. So my guess would be this. We're going to go for it. All right, that's good. We got that. All right. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3. So it's got to be one of those two. So that's safe there. That doesn't help me, but it's safe. All right. We were just stuck. There was nothing we could do there. Wow. Alright, so it's going to be one of those two. It's got to be one of these two. No, it can't be this. That's safe. So it's got to be one of these two. It's got to be... So it can't be there. That's safe. It's got to be that one. Got to be that one. Wow. Just brutal. Oh, whoa, and then it opens up huge. Wow, that was such a brutal opening. Alright, well now we got plenty of places. Plenty of places to go here. Alright, this board has opened up huge after we had that rough start. Alright, that's going to be all of those. I don't have like a specific pattern. I just kind of go around and I just try to keep taking out easy stuff. I try not to think. I try to just take what the board gives me and then just keep moving otherwise. And then if it's a point where there's a guess, then I just try to make the guess without hesitating too long. All right. All right, bringing this down here. What do we got? We got that's that. That's 2. Let's see what we can open up here. Let's go. Let's sweep these mines. Let's see what we can get rolling out of this. Four. That's going to be everything. That's going to be that whole corner. Well, it has to be one of those two. That means that's safe. That one was safe. 4, that has 3, so it's got to be that or that. If it's this, then it has to be that. All right, figured that one out. There we go. There we go. Let's keep opening this board up. What do we got? We got anything that's going to work for us here tonight? What's it going to be? Come on, we're going to need a little more help. This is... not done yet. Okay. I'm going to mark the mines, even though it will auto-fill in the mines. I'm going to mark them because I want to know how many I need to find. So we got to find, there's 8 left in here. And we're going to try to figure out if we can eliminate anything. Well, okay, so this 1 and 2, so it's got to be one of these 2. That's safe. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. There we go. All right, all right. Are we feeling this? Can we get here? That's it. We did it. There we go. That didn't take us too long tonight. I feel like I'm slowly getting better at that. So there you go. 255 seconds. I think like the top speedrunners are in like the 40-second range. So we got a long way to go. But there you go. There's a completed board for Minesweeper on the expert level. Had to take a couple of risks, but we got mostly there through process of elimination. And nobody sabotaged us, so we'll take it. All right, let's do this just for those of you who have never played this game. If you want to see what the beginner level looks like. Beginner level is super simple. So I believe you only have to find 10 mines in the beginner level. And just because you only have to find 10 doesn't mean that every board is a guaranteed win. There still might be places where you're going to have to pick and choose and guess. But if you learn the basic principles and you learn to be patient. So here we know there's only 1 mine left, so it has to work for both this one here and this one here. So then we can mark that and then we'll know that's it. So that's the beginner level. Okay, and then there's an intermediate level, which has what? It's a 6, so that one was 9 by 9 or 81 tiles with 10 mines. This is a 16 by 16 with 40 mines. So this is intermediate level. So we'll do the same basic here, but you'll see just like right from the start, there's automatically a chance that you could get hit with something and get stuck like right away. So all right, so it's got to be, that's got to be safe. I know there's something about all the ones in a row. I know there's some pattern that works for that. I just don't know what that pattern is yet. You gotta love all the pop-ups that are coming up here. Oh, there we go. See, that opens up. Nice. So this is like the intermediate level. You know, if you've never played before, and again, all these spots, if you know that they are a mine, then you don't have to fill them in. It will do it automatically at the end. So it's definitely, if you want to get into speed running this game, that is 100% one of the tips that they give you. Is don't mark every mine if it's obvious that it's a mine. Problem is, when I'm playing on a big board, it's not always obvious, and I like to have the count. I like to know how many mines I actually have left to do. Anyway, there you go. So that's the intermediate level. So you can see, beginner, intermediate, nowhere near as big of a deal. And again, my speed, there are people who can do the expert level twice as fast as I just did the intermediate level. But, all right. I don't like that. There's not much to do there. Let's see what we can get. Yowzers, this is just not going anywhere. It's got to be one of those two. Can't be that. It's got to be that. Just stuck. Stuck. Let's open this thing up. Let's go. Let's go. I need some help here. There we go. Slow start. If you get a slower starting board and then you can figure out how to get past it, then a lot of times it leads to a much faster middle game. You just have to kind of grind through the early part of that board. Alright, what do we got here? So it's definitely got to be that one. Oh, that was not a good choice. Boom, boom. We've already beaten this on the expert level earlier tonight. So just a few minutes ago, actually, we beat it. But we are rock and rolling. If you wish to sabotage me, $1 in Super Chat is a random click. $5 is 5 random clicks, so anywhere in this area of the board. We're just out here having fun, hanging out. So hope you are doing well here tonight. That was not a need for you to sabotage me. Sabotage myself. Wow, there's a lot of tough starting boards here. I'm just trying to go off of some guesswork. Look at this, 5s and 4s. I don't know what to do with any of this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's open this thing up. All right. There we go. That's what we need here. All right. We're trying to do this, trying to beat this expert level again. We beat it just a few minutes ago. I'd love to actually beat it twice in one stream. That would be a new record. But if you want to sabotage me, every dollar in Super Chats is a sabotage. I have to click somewhere randomly on the board in an area that is unexplored, which could lead to me blowing up. So I'm watching and waiting, but I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know if you play Minesweeper, like Minesweeper, hate Minesweeper. It's the type of game that you played a lot, or is it a game that you never really figured out? Seems to be a lot of people are one or the other. You're either like me and you played it a ton because you didn't have access to lots of traditional games, or got to be one of those two. I'm gonna just leave that for now and let my brain think on that further. There we go. Open this up. Open it up. Let's go. Let's go. Open it up. It was such a slow board at the beginning, so hopefully we can make this work. Oh no, that was a bad mistake on my part there. Bad mistake. Alright, here we go. Try again. We're gonna go a little bit long. I'm gonna see if I can beat this twice in one night. Alright, got that section done. See a nice little angle like that? That's obviously for that 5. That's all 5 of those. So this 1-2-1 pattern is another pattern that you're going to see a lot. So this game, and I don't have them all memorized, so but if you want to get better at it, it is just about memorizing patterns. If you can keep memorizing the patterns you need to memorize, you're going to find that things are going to just work really well for you within this game. And then there is some gut work. There is just like you're kind of guessing a little bit. And then there's some math every now and then too. So for example, when you see this 1-1 pattern, you know this one's safe automatically. And you see like 4 1s in a row because coming off the edge, because we know it has to be one of these two. If it's this one, then it, let's see. So it could be this one and that one. It could be this one and that one. Right, so we can't really eliminate anything there. But I'm just doing the math with those 4s there that I'm going to assume that something will work. And then that's just sometimes how it works. You just kind of like say, my best guess is this is how that's going to work. And then you just kind of go from there. See what you can figure out. And just keep trying to clear the board, figure out what things. Now there's shortcuts that can get faster. Now if you want to get really fast, you need to use an actual computer mouse. I'm just using the touchpad on my my old MacBook here. And it's just kind of a mix of art and science, I would say. A little bit of guessing, but at the same time, it's a little bit of gut feeling that goes with it. All right, so it's gonna be one of those two, so that's good. All right, we got that section cleared out. Let's move on up here. Open that up. There we go. There we go. So let me know how you guys are doing tonight. What is up with you? Hopefully. I've been having trouble with seeing chat, so let me know if you're watching. Oh, there we go. So you see here, you got the 2, 3, 3, 2, so we know those are all going to be that in a line. And then we go here. Keep trying to open this up. Alright. Well, we know that. Okay, it's got to be one of those two. So that means that's safe. That means that opens up. Alright, and remember, we don't have to mark every flag. If we if we don't mark a flag, as long as it is a flag, it will automatically mark it at the end. Now, if we want to, we can still do it because it gives us the account up here. So we only have 4 flags left. Now we know one of these 2 is a flag, but we know nothing else about what's in here. And make sure all our other flags are marked. Yeah, so this is 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 squares in there, and there's 3 mines in those 10 squares. So it's about a 30% chance of hitting a mine here, or a 50% of chance of it hitting mine here. So we're going to go for the corner and just see what happens. There's a 1. Alright, so now about a 33 out of 9, so about a 33% chance of hitting that. We're going to go here. Oh, that's it. And that's how the game goes. Sometimes you just get stuck at the end, and that's what you got to do. And so then we head right back at it and see what we can get figured out. Go kind of fast here at the beginning, try to figure out what we can open up right away. There we go. That's a nice big open up here. There we go. Let's go. Oh, but that was not the right move. Come on. Nothing. There we go. Give us something. They say you're supposed to start in the corners, so I figure I'll listen to what the experts say on this stuff, because I don't know any better. Oh, I did not mean to do that, but that worked. Alright, let's skip that for a while. What was that? 1, 2, 1. Wow. That just closed up really quick. Wow, there's just not a lot of good options here. Well, it's got to be one of those 2. So that means this is good, that's good. So it's either this or this, but it can't be both. So that means that's safe, that's safe, that's safe. Still doesn't help us. Alright, let's open this thing up a little bit more. Super chat for the sabotage tonight. Every dollar in super chat, I gotta click on a random tile on a random part of the board, so you can mess with me at any point in time that you want. Of course, sometimes I sabotage myself. No super chat necessary. Alright, we solved this once on expert tonight. I'm trying to solve it twice. Trying to get one more solved. There we go. So there's that 5 corner pattern again. Then you know every one of them is marked. 1, 2, 1 is a pattern you'll get really familiar with. Alright, what do we got here? So it's got to be one of those 2. It means it has to be, oh, it has to be that. That's what it has to be. Alright, good. Got that corner solved. Two, 3, 3. Oh no, that was not a good decision. Not a good decision at all. And if you're like me, you play these games for a while. After a while, you just start, everything starts to look the same. Your eyes go buggy. I always give kudos to the people who do video games for like hours and hours on end. My eyes could never handle that. Trying to open up. Well, there we go. That's a nice little open. But I hope you are doing well. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you want to sabotage my game, hit that super chat. $1 super chat. One random click in a random part of the board. Alright. There, that's all that section. Okay, that's all that. That's 4. So it has to be one of those two. Can't be. Oh, no, that wasn't 2 there. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, if I were playing chess, that's what we would call a blunder. You know, there is a timer in this game, and that's what the scoreboard ultimately is for Minesweeper if you're trying to compete for the highest level. But it really is an untimed game. Alright, there we go. Let's open this up. Let's see what we can get here. We beat Expert once tonight. Let's see if we can get one more win here before my brain completely quits out on me. I don't want to do any rage quitting on you guys here tonight. I like ending on a win when I can. Just feels like it's the right way to end the game. There we go. There, that's really nice. Alright, let's finish this section here if we can. Alright, good. That solves that. We'll go here, we'll go here. 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6. We need all of those. Wow. Alright. Let's see. I'm feeling like we're kinda stuck, but let's figure out if we can figure out anything here. It can't be this one, right? That's got to be safe because it has to be one of these two. Can't be that. Why is that messed up? Why did I mess that up? Hold on. What was wrong with that? It has to be one of those. Oh, because there's only one there, so it had to be that one. No, did it have to be that one? I don't know. Why was I thinking it couldn't be? It had to be one of those two. I'm going to try to learn from my mistake here at least. It had to be one of those two to complete the 2. And it had to be one of these 2. That's it. I didn't know there was only one on it. Alright. Alright. Moving on. Learn from our mistake, hopefully. Go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's all going to open up down here. Flag those mines, keep on rolling. That's going to all be there for the 5 as well. It's got to be one of these two. Can't be this one. It's either that one or this one. Oh, there. That gives us a little bit of information. That was just a lucky guess. Alright. That helps us break through. Let's see if we can work our way down to the bottom here and solve any of this here. One, two, one. That's our famous pattern. We'll take it. Tristan, how's it going? Hope you are doing awesome here tonight. We're just playing some Minesweeper, hanging out, and seeing if I can not make any stupid Minesweeper moves. We solved it once earlier, but every game is different. Yes, it's kind of the same pattern and motion, but every game plays out a little different than the previous game. Okay, that was kind of a guess. Educated guess, but a guess nonetheless. Alright. We'll start with a 1-2-1. We'll knock that out. Alright, that's looking good. Oh, that's looking really good. Gonna keep watching until I lose. Alright. That puts the pressure on. That puts the pressure on big time. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can navigate this upper section. If I win, do I at least get a sub if I win? Sub if I can win the round. I don't know, we're gonna see. Is it gonna give us an easy end here, or are we gonna have to guess something? Hey, there's a win. There's a win. That's 2 wins in one night. So there you go. All right. Thanks, Tristan. All right, that's what a completed Minesweeper board on the expert level looks like. 205. That's faster than we did earlier. So I think that's my new personal best. Skips, how's it going? All right. So we're rocking and rolling. I'll play. I don't know. Should I end on that? I guess I'll play till I lose. I won't. We'll try to play, but it's got to be like a legit round. Like this, I can't do anything with that. It's such a hard opening. All right, we'll try to play one more round. It's 2 wins on the night, which is already. How's it going, Midnight? We've already won twice tonight. So 2 minutes, or not 2 minutes, 205 seconds. So that's the fastest win I've had so far. Oh wow, that's going to open up nice. I guess I'm going to have to start keeping track of like my best games if I'm going to actually do this more than a couple of times. Wow, that's a huge, huge open. All right. A lot of danger to navigate around over here. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a second and try to figure this out over here. One, two, one. Alright, we'll mark it, even though, again, remember, you don't have to mark all the mines. As long as you uncover all the safe spots, that's all that really matters. I'm doing well. Tristan, how are you doing tonight? So, this is kind of like my end of the day. I gotta actually have a little bit of a headache tonight. which is probably not helped by staring at a screen, but nonetheless, I like to do something that's kind of mentally stimulating, but not like super hard thinking at the end of the day. There's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Know that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Know that pattern. One, two, three. All right, I need to keep open stuff. There we go. There we go. Can I actually win 2 games in a row? You know, I don't play it a ton, and I actually only started playing again to test out OBS Studios because I'm just working on setting up other live stream stuff, and but it's just kind of a way to wind down at the end of the day. All right, can I figure anything out here? Could be that, could be not that, could be this. That doesn't help. It has to be one of these two, which means it can't be this. Can eliminate that. Oh, but then it has to be these two. These two, it has to be. There we go. All right, solve that corner. Let's see if we can do it. Pass P. How's it going? Hope you are doing well. We are doing Minesweeper here tonight. We're doing every dollar in Super Chat sabotages the board. I got to click in a random space, which could explode me. We'll see what we can do. We just beat the game. We're trying to beat it twice in a row. It'll be the first time ever that I have beat it twice in a row on stream here. All right, so it has to be one of these two, because the 4 needs to pull from one of those two, and the 2 will pull from one of those two, so that means that's safe. Doesn't really help us, but it's at least safe. If I had to guess, this feels like it should be a flag coming with that 5 there, but it's not a guarantee. You know, so I'm not really... The reason I got good at Minesweeper as a kid is because we didn't have all the video game systems. I did get a Game Boy, like middle school, high school, and the only video game that I've ever beaten was Mario Land 2 and the 6 golden coins on Game Boy. It's the only like traditional video game that I've ever been able to beat. All right, I'm feeling super stuck here. What do we know? I just feel like there's nothing here. It has to be one of these two. Oh wait, so that means that's safe, which means that's that. Okay. So it feels like it should be this, right? But it doesn't have to be. I'm going with it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that. Wow, what a brutal section here to try to get through at the very end. But we did it. That's back to back. Took longer than the last time. There we go. There's back-to-back Minesweeper wins. All right. I said I was going to play till I lose, but should I really keep going? I guess I have to go for 3 in a row. Right? All right. This is what we're going to do. 3rd time's a charm. 3rd time's a charm. This is a good enough opening that no excuse here if I can't, if I don't do it. So this is going to be the last one, for better or worse. It's going to be the last round of the night. But then I can actually change the title to, like, I beat Minesweeper on Expert twice in a row. Alright, so that's got to be there. Oh wow, this is that turned ugly really fast. What in the world is gonna happen here? So it has to be one of these two. Yep. We're thinking on the same wavelength. Try the witness? Okay. I will have to look that up sometime. Interesting. Okay, so it has to be one of these two. But it can only be one of those two. Which means it has to be that one. Because this 2 needs to pull another one. Alright, we got through that. See, like, I have a certain tolerance for puzzles up to a certain... Like, I don't like escape room games. I'm not a big fan. My kids, my wife, they all like escape room games. I hate them. They're just frustrating to me. Alright, so it has to be, again, one of these two, which means that's safe. Okay, that doesn't really help us. So it has to be one of these two. Does that help us with anything? It can only be one of these two. It has to be, and it can only be. So that has to be a flag. It has to be one of these two, which means it can't be that one. It has to be one of these two. That doesn't give me any information. Of line puzzles. Okay, maybe I'll do that. So I like the other types of games, like I like Wordle and Quordle and Octordle. I used to play those every day. I stopped, but... Alright. So it has to be one of these two. If it's this, then it's not these two. If it's this, then it's not those two. So that's safe. Which means it's that. Like, that's exactly, you know, ultimately that's what Minesweeper is. It is a puzzle game. And I think the part that people don't like about it is ultimately it is going to come down to some luck. Doesn't matter how good you are, there are going to come down options and opportunities that it's just going to come down to luck. And if you pick right, you win, and if you don't pick right, you lose. And I know some people don't like having no control. They want to be in like complete control when they're playing a video game. So I understand. I understand how this game doesn't appeal to every single person. But to me, there's something kind of almost glorious about there being it's not a guaranteed win. So, alright. Well, we're on back-to-back wins. This is the last game that I'm playing tonight. So this is either 3 times, 3 wins in a row, or we're going to end with a crushing defeat. So, and again, my goal here is not speed. You know, eventually maybe getting faster, sure, but the goal here is just clearing the board. That's the level that I want to play. So it has to be one of these two for that one. So that's safe. It has to be one of these two, but that doesn't give us any information. It has to be one of these two. It has to be one of those two. But you can't just say in this game, it has to be one of these two, and it has to be one of these two, therefore it's this one. Because it could also be this one and this one. So sometimes it could be 1, sometimes it could be 2, and they both accomplish the same thing. Well, if for some reason my gut says to flag this one, we're already a lot slower than we were the last game. My gut says flag this and this. That's what I'm guessing right now. But I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's anything else we can do that's guaranteed, and I just don't know. So it has to be one of those 3. It has to be one of these 2. I just don't feel like this feels right. I feel like that's the flag. I feel like it's this and this. I don't feel like it's that and that. That just looks right to me. This one here, that one there. Oh, wait though. Hold on. Hold on. Can we figure out what's around this one? We might be able to. We know it's one of these two, and we know it's one of these two. If it's this one, then it has to be that one. If it's this one, then it has to be this one. So it has to be one of those two, no matter what. Which, if I'm calculating this right, that means these other 4 squares around this one have to be safe. They are. They're all safe. Okay, hold on. Can we do more? It has to be one of these two, right? Therefore, that's the one. So this has to be safe. And it has to be, so this has to be safe, and that has to be safe, and that has to be safe. All right. So we know that's a mine. Oh, but then that, I would have been wrong. Are you not, is it not showing my cursor? Wow. That's weird. Why is it not showing? That's crazy that it's not showing my cursor. Midnight, I'm so sorry. I don't know why that's not doing it. You're just like trying to read my mind. I didn't realize that you guys can't see my cursor. I've got the... Oh, probably because it's a window share and not a screen share. Well, we figured it out, if that helps for anything. Figured out that section at least. It's 1. I'm gonna have to see. I might have to try a different setup then. All this time when I'm talking here, it's like I'm thinking that you guys are following along with me, but you can't even tell what I'm clicking on. Okay, if it's this one, so I think it has to be. Now I feel so weird saying it has to be this one. I guess you're gonna have to see what I'm thinking about as I figure this out. Yeah, that's what that had to be. No wonder why people are not sticking around. They can't follow along what I'm saying. Okay, there's that middle section. It's that or that. So we're still stuck on that one there. What else are we stuck on? I'm stuck on everything. This is it. This is going to be the last round for the night, like I said. Win, lose, draw. So one of these two. It's got to be one of these two. It's got to be one of those two. Oh, that's safe. That's safe. That should be safe there. So it's definitely that. One of those two. It could be both of those. 5. What are we gonna... There's all those ones in a row. Here. Top right, there's a bunch of ones in a row. I'm going so slow on this one, but I'm not sure what else to do. Alright. That felt safe, and it was, but it doesn't help me. There. Alright. That's it. We just got stuck at the end. Had to make a guess. Made the wrong one. All right. Well, we're going to end it there. I have not seen an 8 recently. You can make an 8 if you create like a crazy board, you can make an 8 appear. So, for example, if you go 3 by 3 with 1, oh, I guess it's not gonna. It won't let you go that small. That's the least it's gonna let you do. No, it wouldn't have to be that anyway. It would be a 3 by 8. Can I do like 3 by 8 with 20? I bet you we can get one. Yeah, in the wild, I saw one, years and years ago. It gives me a 5 like every time. Hey, solved it. That's all right. We'll take it 2 in a row. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll try to work on that cursor problem so you guys can actually follow along with me as we go. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, can I do more? What if I do 23? There you go. That's what it looks like. That's what the 8 looks like. There it is. So the thing is, the way the game is set up, the first click always wins. So no matter where I go, I'm always gonna win. If everyone is a mine except for one, then you're good. So, large midnight. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's been a week. So, anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe on the way out. As always.